Some of the booze that this caravan was carrying, some of it was going to this inn, this Watchful Night Inn, but the majority of it is actually going back up north to Mirabar for a royal wedding.
Right. There's...
So thanks for finding that out, Tao.
Good. Keen on my charisma there.
And what's interesting with
I
those...
use the saves that I don't have bonuses for because it's easier because there's no stat button on my sheet.
Okay, very good.
What's interesting with the with those trade bars from Mirabar, like, you know, I don't know, because it's interesting that it wasn't just gold coins or whatever. It's specifically these trade bars that we found on that body. Is someone from Mirabar involved, or it sounded like our cultists back in town were raiding caravans and kidnapping people and whatever, so that could have just been stolen from this and that. But it is interesting that there's, you know, something pretty significant going on in Mirabar at this time. We'll have to keep that in mind.
And to attack a delegation, right? I mean, what do you get from a delegation? There's not going to be anything in the way of real monetary value. They don't dress in, you know, fancy wear. They're a delegation.
Not in gold masks anyway.
Sorry.
Usually not in gold masks anyway.
Yeah. So what do you get from that? That's the other thing that makes the news around the towns and everything. Everybody's talking about this missing delegation. It just doesn't happen. They're like political figures. Yes. And now they're missing, and that's, you know, what do you get from that? Nobody really understands. But anyway, there is at this moment. Actually, yeah, no. At this moment, you hear. I was supposed to roll and then say at this moment, but anyway, at this moment, sorry, you hear the warning bells going off in the city. There's just like a ding, 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 fire, fire, fire. You hear like the words fire. And people are rushing out of the Watchful Night Inn.
Okay. Well, I would do that too. I would go help.
I want to go see what's going on.
We have just...
What you notice real fast, you guys, is that there's no fire in town. In fact, no, there's just a big cloud, a big billowing smoke cloud on the horizon. And it's plains from here, so you can sort of see what's burning in the distance. It seems like...
What direction?
It is from Belliard, sort of to the northeast. Well, more east than north, if you will. Okay. But yeah, there's a billowing cloud of smoke, and people are immediately jumping to conclusions, saying that they bet it's the orcs. They bet the orcs they're getting really brave. They're getting closer and closer and closer to Belliard. Belliard is starting to feel a little bit of a pinch here. They're not getting as much food from these surrounding farms as they used to either, so this is really aggravating.
Yeah. Between different things that are going on, and we haven't, and maybe we just didn't get a chance to ask that about the orcs in the area. What's been going on? I mean, that's why we're here, right?
Right.
That hasn't come up again, but I
was asking about other stuff, but this is why you guys are here.
Yeah. We have to go call the orc herd.
Yeah.
Call the orcs. Yeah.
So this is probably an outlying farm or house, we think, that is actually being attacked at this moment.
Yeah, in fact, you hear it. You hear somebody say, "That's Arendelle Farm." You know, they actually name it.
Okay.
They know exactly. Thank you, Trash Can Man, for killing everybody.
Oh, Trash Can Man. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Did you catch the $50 earlier? I don't remember if we acknowledged that one.
$50? No, I didn't see a $50. Who was that? Oh, Chemical Crash. Dude, thank you.
Not good.
Yay, Sunday Morning Heroes. Yeah, we got the $50 from Chemical Crash. Did not come through that I saw.
We did. I found it somewhere else. I didn't see it here before, but thank you for that.
Craziness.
Thank you very much. And then the $10 from Olful for a fun live stream with all the glory of bugs. And of course, the $100 just came in from Trash Can Man. A gift to our Lord King and God of Games. Thank you very much. All right. So, Demonac, just to catch you up, there is a fire going on, but not in town. So this is the Arendelle Farm. I don't know if you caught on to that.
I heard most of it. Most of the time I was present in spirit.
Okay. In spirit. Very good.
In spirit. Ooh. Okay, so, Tao, I'm thinking you and I at least. Derek, come on, this is what we're here for.
Yeah.
Now save the day. There's going to be guards from town coming out.
Have not heard lots of good things about orcs. We'll take your word for it.
Okay. Good. In fact, you recognize right now some of the. There's not many, mind you, But there are a handful of people getting some weapons. They seem to be ducking in and grabbing some weapons and that sort of thing. And oddly enough, though, not many are venturing past the walls of the town. They're just sort of, I don't know what you can call it. You can tell that they seem sort of nervous, but they're like just hanging around town. They're like, are they coming this way? Type of situation.
Ah, okay.
They're
so
ready
they're getting
for
ready
defense.
to defend themselves.
Yeah. Even
But
though
not
that this farm is like, a few miles away, they feel like, maybe they have to protect themselves now. What fear does, I suppose.
Okay, we still have Govanen with us?
Govanen is still here.
Okay.
Govanen, while you guys were in the inn, Govanen just sort of took a walk around town. He didn't exactly say where. You can inquire if you want. But otherwise, he's not saying much.
Well, right now, I mean, we have. If there's a farm going down, then if there's orcs there, right now is when we need to move.
We need
so
to
who's
go.
the best persuasion check? I mean, let's try to get these people. Come on, guys, you've got weapons. Let's go out and do something about it. Are you going to stand here and wait for the orcs to attack your town?
Does anyone know how many orcs we're talking about here?
Let's go find out.
Yeah, no, in terms of the last scout reports, there's a lot. Most of the time,
Like 6?
You could do a persuasion check, but it's a really tough persuasion check.
That's why I want to know what the number is. If we're talking about 300 orcs versus max 50 human, meleeers, militia, then we're not bringing these people out with us.
No.
We're just going to go and scout and watch. But if we're talking about a couple of dozen orcs and we can round up 50 people here, then it'll be persuasion check time. So, can you give us something more precise than lots?
Yeah, the last scout reports, they're splintered, but they have an idea that it's around, at least in this immediate area, it's around 40 to 50 orcs, and they're never, to their knowledge, they're splinter groups, right? They send like 4 over here, and they send 10 over here, and they just they're raiding in multiple directions.
So I just want to get this straight. There seems to be perhaps 40, 50 total orcs in the area, but now, and this is the part I'm not getting. You said they're going to farms, they're raiding, and some are staying. Are all 40 and 50 staying there, or are they leaving, a family of orcs to start farming or whatever it is they're doing? And then now we have 30 moving on to the next farm, and then some are staying there, and 25 are moving on.
I'm sure the scouts don't know their intentions exactly, but we're still, that you'd think they would know, like, is it 50 orcs moving as a group?
Yeah.
Or they think 50 orcs in the vicinity of the town, but at this farm there were like a dozen or 2 dozen or something.
Yeah, no, you can easily get some information from a nearby guard, and the nearby guard, to his knowledge, there is a force specifically of like 40 orcs.
Okay.
And not from that, there's other splinter groups of orcs. So there's more than 40, if you will. There's a lot.
Okay, so now we're actually clear. There is a force of around 40 orcs that is going around as a force of like 40 orcs, and this is part of like an army of orcs.
Yeah.
And so, ballpark figure, if we look at the townspeople, how big of a militia could we potentially form out of that? Able-bodied people.
In the town of Banished right now, there would be. No, there are a lot of workers and such, not really, what you call fighters, but out of that, you could probably easily, even if you count some of the older children there, some of the 16 to 18-year-olds, you could probably get a force of around 40 or 50.
Yeah, okay, so we're not going to do that. If we're using common folk, I'd want at least like a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 ratio, so...
That's not good. Okay, but you were saying that some of these farms that have been raided, I mean, I'm assuming those farmers, if any are still alive, somebody's escaped because you've gotten this news. Are they now living in town, and there are farms out there that are being populated by smaller groups of orcs?
There are some people who live on those farms out there, or did, I should say, live on those farms out there. They are in town right now. Most of them spend a lot of time either staying in the Watchful Night Inn. Some of them are drinking themselves heavily. And then one of the main things is that you've gathered is the fact that the ones that have decided to stay on their farms, like despite the fact that there is this orc threat, as far as the scouts have reported, there's no bodies. They're not finding a whole bunch. Well, they're finding a couple, right? But they're not finding a whole family of bodies on these farms. It's like the orcs are taking not only the food and the goods, but they're also taking people. Right? They're carting them away. For what purpose? Who knows? But,
Do they know where they're carting the people to?
What's that? Sorry.
They know where they're bringing the people?
Yeah, it's at the center of the camp. There's an orc camp. There's an actual center to it, but that camp keeps moving around, mind you. But there is an actual big orc force. That is where most of the people are.
Okay, so that big orc force. You say we've got a center camp.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the 40 orcs?
Yeah.
No, that he said the 40 orcs is a group that is part of this orc army.
No.
I'm still
40
feeling lost here. Sorry, guys.
I'm pretty sure Briarstone said 40 orcs was the center army, was the main group.
In this area, yeah. This seems like to be like the mass is around
so
that.
So we have a nomadic camp of orcs that are going to farms, taking the people back as hostages, prisoners, food, whatever it is they're doing with them. And that camp is moving around through the area.
Yeah.
But you said that the orcs were staying on the farms.
Some of them.
So that 40 must be getting less and less and less. If we have 40 orcs that come in and we have 5 over here and 4 over there and 3 over there and 2 over there, we don't have 40 people in the middle anymore.
This is after. This is the latest scout report, right? The latest scout report says that there's 40 orcs now, roughly.
Okay.
That's not okay. So that's after the fact of assuming that several have stayed in other places.
Okay.
Right. So no, that's no.
So there might be more than 40 orcs in the region as a whole.
Exactly.
In smaller bands, but the center group is around 40.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's that's why it's hard to get a hard set number on what to expect, and that's why people who are like, for instance, in Belliard, while the guards are not even, because they can't leave Belliard unprotected, they can't mass a large enough army to leave these walls and expect that to be a great idea. Because the orcs are everywhere. So if they leave here, the orcs attack and they have to come back. Now they're outside the walls. That's a huge disadvantage. So they're staying inside the walls. Right? So, yeah. So that's why. So Belliard's protecting itself, which unfortunately means that a lot of the outlying farms and villages don't have a lot of protection. Unless, of course, they were larger ranches, which do have, some of them have walls.
And the orcs haven't made any demands or talked or anything like that. They just show up and sort of raid.
They're just showing up and grabbing stuff and going.
Okay, so the problem is, what are we going to do against such a big group of orcs? I mean, certainly we'd like to go and, I don't know, save these prisoners or whatever. We don't know what's going on there. We'd like to get them out of here. We could, very much like what I think we did with the Bloodhammer clan, or what you did, you and your father, Lasan, with the Bloodhammer clan, is a lot of sort of hit and run, harassing tactics.
Chip away at
and
it,
just convince them to go. We could look into doing something like that. We could look into sneaking into their camp and doing something. We could. I mean, it sounds like at this point, a good idea would just be to go out there and scout.
We're going to find out what's going on. I mean, we've been taking out smaller groups of orcs at the farms that have stayed behind, that are sitting off alone now. Their own scouts that are going out, start chipping away at people, things like that. So yeah, we're going to have to make it in small. I mean, we can't take on
3 of us. We take 6 orcs at a time, then do it again. But we can't take. We get surrounded by 40 orcs. It's not good.
3 of
we
you.
gotta do some
Govannon
scouting.
Seems.
Govannon? 4?
Govannon seems like he
hearing
just got
anything
left out of this.
Like he wandered off.
No. He's coming back. He hears you talking right now. He's coming back. And in fact, he does have some news.
You have better scout report?
Cough it up.
Say it's easy to get information from scouts, but it was very confusing.
Well, whatever. There was an animal that was sent. It was a bird actually that was sent with a message to the member of the Emerald Enclave that stays in this town. I have their name somewhere if you guys want to find out. I have to look it up. But anyway, the message was that the ranch. There's a ranch. It's a really large establishment, one of the largest ranches in the area, is sending for aid. And he also got, along with that message, there was another message being sent to the elves of where is it there? Of the High Forest. There was obviously a messenger that was sent in that direction as well. Now, whether or not the elves of High Forest is going to strike out against the orcs, I mean, it seems probable that if they knew for a fact that they had the numbers, or at least a winning chance, they would probably strike out of the forest, because they're protected in the forest. Coming out of the forest to meet the orcs head on is kind of weird. Does any one of you have knowledge of, like, I don't know, like war? You know, have you
War?
experienced war? You know, about, you know, tactics, anything like that? No.
No.
Okay. All right.
My dad and I fighting orcs the last time they were around is about it.
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
well,
guerrilla warfare, but
yeah.
Guerrilla warfare.
Well, you know,
No,
that's
no,
actually worked out
warfare.
for people in the past, though. When you have scattered pieces of people everywhere, the best idea is insurgent groups, right? I mean, so instead of moving with a large force, it might behoove you, I like using that word, to move as a small group, to sort of like strike out and take out like individual targets. But you will need to scout.
Well, and that's what Tao said a minute ago. We need to just go out and do some scouting. We need to find out. We need some hard information. We need to know what we're up against. Govanen needs to, contact the elves in the High Forest. If there's, people that can come to help, if we can coordinate something down the way, he needs to get more information that way. But we need to go out and do some scouting, I think.
Well, he's already sent a message to the elves of High Forest, and the message was regarding the fact that he is on his way there.
All right.
And of course, the way there seems to be quite treacherous. So, yeah, that's all he's done so far. Now we can go back and you can send a message saying that he's on his way to a certain area, and then maybe the elves of High Forest can meet him there or something like that. But it's gonna be interesting. It's up to you guys how you want to proceed. Now, I understand that this seems very dangerous, and it is. It really, really is. I want to stress that this is really dangerous. However, there are other people's lives at stake out there on the farms.
Yeah.
And these farms, these ranches...
Elves does not seem very immediate. This seems like we should do something, like, now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while you guys are talking and deciding what to do, that farm on the hillside, just a few miles out, is still burning.
Yeah, well, we should head in that direction. One thing that would be nice is, I don't know if the orcs send out patrols, if they have sort of scouts out, if they have this or that. If we can catch groups of orcs, in 2s and 3s.
Yes.
Or 6.
Or 6.
Or 6. Or
what's the time of day right now?
Or any survivors that may be trying to leave that farm that are being chased by orcs. There might be people who are trying to get away that we could be helping out.
Plug convenience. We should look for one of those.
No. It is, currently the time is late morning.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's head out.
Do it.
Okay. So you guys are going to head out.
I don't know about, like, horses and stuff, right? Because I'm not sure I have a horse, since I only had a borrowed horse and I was just riding with the caravan, so I probably didn't need one.
Right.
I was assuming we left our horses when we joined this caravan. I think we're walking.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
So.
well, walking also might be pretty smart because horses do draw attention.
Yeah, they're not as stealthy.
Not as stealthy, for sure. So, yeah, you guys ask for permission to leave Bellier through the east gate there. You do not get stopped by the soldiers, but they do look at you like you're a bit daft. But they say, you know what, we're
badass mofos.
Yeah, this is the stuff of heroes, right? While they stay behind walls. Well, here's the thing. One of the guards, I will say, seems like he wants to come with you, but he can't because that's not his orders, right? He almost says, good luck to you. He gives you the best send-off as he can. And, that's it. That's all. You just got the words, good luck, ringing in your ears as you leave the town of Bellier.
Yes, well, we're carrying our own wall, Eric.
Yeah,
here.
this is true.
Or here. And we have the scary lady here with us. So that's good. We can do this.
Okay.
So we're not like marching down the middle of the road here. We're going to be taking this a little bit easy. Scouting's my thing. I guess I'm scouting.
Yep. In fact, everybody roll spot checks. It is a plain, right? It's not, well, it's got sparse tree covered. It's not a lot of trees, mind you. So you can see pretty far from the rolling hilltops.
So perception, nature, survival, which one am I rolling?
Perception.
Well, actually, best roll for you, Lasan, would be survival. Just do a survival check. Because your favorite enemy is orc.
Not brilliant.
Right. No, that's not good at all. You know what? I'm gonna do a survival check for because his favorite enemy, your brother's favorite enemy, is also, of course, orc.
Oh yeah, the whole favorite enemy thing.
And he gets a bonus to that, +2.
Yeah, actually, the whole favorite enemy. And which?
Where's
I don't know
that?
which one. I don't even know which one to roll for that.
I got my sheet somewhere. Go grab it.
We're rolling perception, yeah?
So those are dreadful.
I came out with 14. That's not bad at all.
So okay, no, he's okay. So you
Okay,
came up with
close.
it. Okay,
Kyle's got
nice.
a nice big one.
So the spot check, Tal, you got a spot check of 20. You do notice you have really good eyes at this point. You can sort of see leaving through the flicker of the flames in the distance and heading sort of towards you guys, but not exactly. Like coming towards you off and a little bit further off to the north, more northwest, if you will. A few orcs. You can't, spot how many. You just see movement, and you discern it as being orcs. You also see in tow some wagons leaving the burning wreckage.
Orc wagons, huh?
No, well, not
And
orc
wagons?
wagons. No, just wagons.
Oh, wagons, they hit.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, yeah. Discerning the fact that they maybe took some wagons from the farm. So, there's that. Also, I would like to point out that the survival check for Govanen at this particular point has he's picked up a couple of orc footprints in the area, and there's 2 of them, and he determines them to be scouts, actually orc scouts.
I like that number.
Look.
There are
Not
orc scouts in the
Sorry,
area.
Eric, but 2 is good. We could start with 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's track them.
Okay, you guys gonna go after the 2 orc scouts in the area? Okay.
Sure.
I mean-
I'll try and stay just enough behind to hopefully not mess up their stealth too much.
Okay. Let me just find which one is it going to be. We can do it. Here. I think.
I mean, there's a lot to be said about going directly to the farm to see if there's anyone, still there or anything like that. But I think
did the orc wagon movement look like it was coming towards us, or is going somewhere in some discernible direction?
Yeah, so it's going more north, but I mean coming out the west side of the farm and going more north. And the
Right.
fire seems to be spreading. It's still not at its full ferocity at the moment, but yeah, no, the fire is definitely spreading.
Okay, so we have 2 tracks from 2 orcs coming toward us or going back toward the farm, and the wagons that are leaving the farm. The movement we saw, is it coming toward us? Is it going north, south?
It's going mostly north.
That's going away from us
Yep.
to the north.
Mm-hmm.
And our tracks are doing what?
The tracks are heading actually sort of towards the farm.
They're going back to the farm.
They're going back to the farm.
Well, that's the way. That's where we're heading. Okay.
Okay, so you
Yep.
guys are heading specifically towards the farm. I will grab you. Actually, just grab both. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of interesting things happening very, very soon. Right, copy. And there. There we go.
Sounds totally safe.
Yeah, right. Uko Finn with
Yeah, I don't
$5
have-
donation. Thank you very much for that.
I don't have the player's handbook here. The whole favorite enemy thing. Like we're going to be able to find out what extra about orcs in general? I'm assuming you've got all the books because I don't have any of them here anymore.
Well, yeah, specifically, you will know. Actually, I'll find it real fast.
According to the link someone posted in chat, you have advantage on wisdom survival checks to track your favorite enemies, as well as on any intelligence checks to remember stuff about them, and you know their language.
Right. Okay. So if we can hide and listen to some, I'm going to be able to. Yes, I do speak orc. I do that much.
Yeah.
So I
also
could
know
have
how
rolled
many
twice. The who's what?
you
what?
you can as a survival check. I believe it's a survival check anyway. If you have a favorite enemy in the area, you'll know exactly how many there are.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, it would be convenient.
Yeah.
So
I can smell them. It's like, okay, that's that Fred one, and that's
even if you walk single file, you can figure it out.
Yeah, you can even no matter what. If they try to disguise their tracks and everything, you still know. You
spent my life
know.
studying these guys, right?
Yeah.
This is okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So let's go ahead and transport you guys over. You guys say you're heading straight for the farm, right?
Well, we're following the tracks. We're hoping to be able to
tracks
find
that
the
sounded like they were heading towards the farm.
We're not
that's exactly
blundering into the farm. We're carefully trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
So give us.
Okay, absolutely. So as you're near the farm, you see a couple of orcs with torches in their hand currently. And they're moving over to another portion of one of the other houses, and trying to set fire to it. It's it takes a process. Seems like it would just go right up in flames if you watch movies, but it actually takes a bit of effort to set things.
It's made out of asbestos.
Yeah,
it's an asbestos farm.
and using the favorite enemy abilities to how many orcs are on this farm? We're seeing 2, but more. I'm looking tracks, smelling,
the tracks,
whatever
everything that tells you. When you got near here, you saw the tracks where even the dig marks of where the wagons went, going more north.
Okay.
You saw 4. Like you discern 4
orcs. 4 orcs left. Okay.
And you still see right now, at least following the tracks into this area, you only see or only discern 2 orcs in here, and you see them outright. They're not trying to hide. They're like, got torches and they're trying to burn stuff. So that's what's going on.
Okay.
All right, let's take them out.
Surprise.
Actually, you know what? As you guys were approaching, do stealth checks. Everybody do stealth checks. I'll do one for Govanen, which is not going to be hard for him. Oh shit! Never mind.
So I have disadvantage for my armor. Can I have a bonus for the fact that I'm trying to stay like at least a move back from them? Or
crap, roll
where
stay.
are you? You said no. Yeah, if you were holding back, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'll give you a
plus. I'll give you a +4. Never mind.
Okay. Apparently, it doesn't matter because no, it does because I have disadvantage, so it takes the worst one. So yeah.
Oh. Right. So you get
+4
so
or get 18.
18.
Yeah.
So okay. So
totally
interestingly enough, everybody like Govanen all but disappears.
Of course. It's my boy.
But yeah, he did a crit again, so that was amazing on his
brother.
Stealth. We have Tao's check. Tao is super stealthy as usual. Interestingly enough, I don't know how, but Eric is doing like more
ball of the foot itself. I'm like moving slowly and carefully back there, but I'm just sort of
doing good.
To keep up. The extra distance helps.
Apparently, Fen, yeah.
and for whatever reason, the son, maybe upon seeing orcs and
got
just
so excited,
just absolutely fuming right now. I'd imagine you're just fuming. You hate them so much, apparently.
Orcs must die.
Yeah. You, I'm just gonna, just for the sake of embarrassment or whatever, I'm just going to say, you call him out. You're like, hey!
Till I see you next time. Live your life happy, build it beautiful, drop over into Twitch chat and say hello. Bye-bye.